I chose to do this PowerPoint on alcohol abuse and misuse, the environmental and cultural factors that are affected with this type of population. Cultural environment with the media, alcohol commercials or ads are set to focus on the younger population. In that aspect, with social media, more ads pop up. If the age group is younger, they promote the fruity flavors to entice young people in adolescence so that they are influenced by what they see, which makes it so that they are more inclined to drink alcohol. With family support, there is, if parents you drink alcohol, there is a higher report of alcohol use in adolescents and young adults. During the childhood, the family is more influential towards alcohol use than peers at this age. And on the opposite side, if family support is against alcohol use, this leads to lower alcohol use for a person. The role of peers come at the time during adolescence and young adult, college age. If young adults have peers, friends who don't use alcohol or use less alcohol, then it is reported that they use less alcohol. Whereas peer pressure towards alcohol is associated with binge drinking and heavy drinking. So it can go both ways. If you have peers who drink alcohol, binge drink, a person is more likely to drink alcohol. Or if you have peers who don't drink alcohol, then you are more likely to not drink alcohol. With this, if parents report using alcohol, there's a higher chance the children in the home will drink alcohol as well. Once they're older, it can even be in adolescent years. If they're around this environment more, it leads to more use of alcohol. And that can either be drinking, heavy drinking, or binge drinking. Potential barriers, lack of healthcare, as in drinking can lead to health problems, and the person may not seek out healthcare because of alcohol abuse or misuse. There's also stigmas with addiction, with alcohol, that can also make it so people don't seek out healthcare because they don't want the stigmas of alcohol abuse. Socioeconomic status. The higher the socioeconomic status, the higher drinking frequency happens, although the lower socioeconomic status, that can be larger quantities of alcohol is drank at a time. So higher socioeconomic status means that drinking may occur more often in less quantities versus lower is larger quantities of alcohol. Race and ethnicity. Whites have the highest alcohol use above the age of 12, which is at 57.4%. Native Americans have the highest binge drinking at 30%, which is then followed by whites at 23.9%. Hispanics and Latinas at 23.2%, African Americans at 20.6%, and Asians at 12.7%. Again, family and peers also play into these percentages. Religion. Cultural influences such as religious beliefs can have influences of drinking alcohol. Example, Chinese and Korean beliefs sometimes promote drinking in moderation, whereas Christian religions or other religions that are high commitment, you have to attend it regularly, they usually have lower alcohol use. Oops. Gender, men are more likely to drink than women, and with drinking, it can either be binge drinking or heavy drinking. The percentage of women is going up higher as the years go on, although men still are more likely to drink alcohol than women. People who live in poorly built houses or buildings, poor economic areas, are 150% more likely to heavy drink than those living in, quote, nicer areas with newer built houses or buildings that are built very well, not instead of poorly. Biases, some bias. Label of addict is it's a negative stigmatism. It's undesirable characteristics. People kind of want to social distance themselves from a quote addict, someone who's addicted to alcohol. Also, the term alcoholism, alcoholic, abuser, those are biases that some people don't like to be associated with. Something that I find interesting, though, with these biases, they, instead of maybe using these labels, they more want people to raise public awareness of this being a mental health problem instead of just abuse or alcoholic. They want it to be mental health. And here is my references.